Hello guys, in this question we are going to analyze this statement. Okay, what can be said about the center of mass of a solid hemisphere of radius r without making any calculation? Will its distance from center be more or less than r by 2? Okay, so let's see here. This is a solid hemisphere. This means if I say solid hemisphere, it means that mass is totally distributed or every point inside the hemisphere. Okay, so this whole mass is in this whole region. Okay guys, mass is in whole region. Okay, and mass is uniformly distributed. you know uh, mass is mass has a spherical spherical symmetry. Okay, mass has a spherical symmetry. Okay, what it mean that mass has, if I say that, if you look at this, okay, guys, in this region, in this is this a small region, this infinitesimal region. If if this length is same, if this length is same, then mass, this mass and this mass is going to be same. Okay guys, okay, but and if in this region, in this region, if you know here, if this length is if this length and this length is same. Okay, but this has a smaller mass, this has lower mass. Okay, this has a smaller mass, this has lower mass. Okay, you should think why. Think why. Think why. Okay, think, you should think with why. I am giving you hint. Mass per unit area. Mass per unit area. Per unit area in a spherical symmetry. A spherical symmetry is constant. Mass per unit area in a spherical symmetry is constant. Is constant. Okay guys, so so it's your duty, it's your job to think about it. Okay, and this is the hint. Okay, and here this word is very important, a spherical symmetry. You should understand what it mean. Okay guys, okay, so do some homework on this word. Okay, now yeah, so guys, here the mass here, this area, here this area is, if length is same, but this area is small, this area is small, this is a small area, a small area. Okay, and this has large area. Okay guys, this is large area. Okay guys, so here, if area is small, then this is the spherical symmetrical structure. So here a small mass, and this has large mass, bigger mass. Okay, so guys, a huge amount of mass is concentrated, you know here this has also bigger mass, this has also bigger. At this point the mass will be bigger, okay, for same dm. At this point mass will be bigger, okay guys. So guys, what can I say, that here as we move along this radii, mass is going to be increases, okay. Mass for the same structure, for same spherical symmetrical structure, mass is going to be increasing, okay. Okay, if we move along this radii, then mass is going to be, if we move along this radii, then mass of a spherical symmetrical structure is going to be increasing, okay. You should work on this statement, okay. These are the very important statement, okay. You should, okay guys. So here here if the mass is you know uniformly distributed, its mass is not going to increase or decrease, then along this line, the center of mass will be between r, is at a distance r by 2, okay. Okay, let me draw another side here, is with some different color, green, okay. Okay, you could see, let me make it slightly thicker. You could see it, so guys, if mass is here, this point mass is smaller, this point mass is bigger, this point mass is, so as we move along this radii, mass is going to increasing, okay. As we move along this radii, mass is going to increasing, okay guys. It's just like velocity, okay. As you move away from the center, velocity is going to increasing, okay. This is the spherical symmetry, okay. So here this point has a smaller mass, this point has a smaller, this point has bigger mass, this point has bigger mass, okay. So if mass is uniformly distributed along this rod, mass is uniformly distributed along this rod, then its center of mass will be at this point, at midpoint. Let me mark it with this color. This point will be the center of mass, which is at distance r by 2 from the center, okay guys. But more mass is concentrated here, okay. So it is somewhere here, okay guys. So center of mass will be somewhere here, close to the surface, okay. So guys, so if you look at the distance from center to center of mass, and this will be of course greater than r by 2, so this will be r by 2, greater than r by 2, sorry, greater than r by 2, distance between center and center of mass, okay. Center of mass will be greater than r by 2, okay. So thank for watching, you should analyze it. Thanks for watching.